What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, if you like something you see here today, please don't forget to subscribe at some point during this video. Those of you stopping by that have been here before, welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. Glad you came to see me. So, in the midst of Iris Week, I felt it was only fitting to go ahead and rank my 10 favorite Iris fragrances in my collection. So let's take a look. Stay tuned. So I have to say it's kind of stressed a little bit. It's really 12 because I have two honorable mentions. They're very, very new to the collection, and they're worth mention, but I can't really rank them because I've only worn one of them twice, and the other one I've only tested twice on my arm, but I absolutely love the way these smell. So which ones are we talking about? First, we're talking about from Givenchy. It's the original Gentleman Eau de Toilette, the relaunch original. Not the original from the 70s, I believe, which is still available and heavily reformulated from the original formula, I'm sure. But this is very, very good. I've sprayed it on my wrist several times. I sprayed it on my wrist again last night when I was writing these down. This just smells so good to me. It's rated on Fragrantica as a spring and fall fragrance, but you can absolutely wear this in the summer. This is a beautiful take on Iris. For sure. I love the way this one smells. It's great. Nobody talks about it. I don't know why. And you can get it for a decent price. I think I paid for this tester in the high 30s, low 40s, something like that. This stuff smells great and is very, very overlooked. Be looking out for this to probably crack a summer list now that I have it. And that's Givenchy Gentleman, the Eau de Toilette. And the other honorable mention is another one that's relatively new to this collection. It was sent to me by FragranceNet for a collaboration I did a little over a week or so ago, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, from Valentino, Uomo Acqua. The opening on this is outrageously good. The performance is not outrageously bad, but it's bordering it. It's okay, but it's not great. It's not where it should be. But I tell you what, this one smells so freaking good. The tomato leaf and the green mandarin, and I think it's green mandarin orange leaf is what the note is exactly. I can't distinguish it. It just smells like a orangey citrus to me, but it smells so good. This is another one that's such a great fresh take on the Iris note. Very well done, sadly discontinued, but still very affordable and easy to get your hands on. That's Valentino Uomo Acqua. Strongly suggest you get this one. All right, so starting off at number 10, this is one from my favorite independent small brand. You can tell by the giant banner right there that they are. Shout out to Mr. E.J. Wells. This is from Happpland Studio. This is Blue Fire. This is more Iris dominant than you think. And from what I can gather in the community, this one's very polarizing. Because when you see this note breakdown right here, you look at it and you go, And when you smell the opening, you go, what? But when it starts to transition and dry down, you totally get it, because the dry down and the transition on this are great. This is actually my scent of the day today. This stuff is great. The atomizers are outrageous on here. You got to give it a chance. The opening, it smells like a concoction that doesn't know what it wants to be, I have to admit. But when it starts to settle down, when this fragrance just chills out a little bit, you got to let it mellow. Happpland Studios, man, you got to let it mellow a little bit. And once you do, this is a gem. It doesn't smell like anything else. Strawberry note of all things comes alive with that iris, and it's beautiful. This smells earthy and dirty in the opening, and you don't know what the hell is going on with this. But when it starts to transition and dry down, this is a game-changing fragrance right here. Happpland Studios, Blue Fire. It's really good stuff that doesn't get a fair shake. Moving into the number 9 spot, this is one that was actually my scent of the day yesterday. A lot of people are going to be upset that it's so low on the list, but I just like the others on this list so much more. And before you go freaking out, yes, I do have a backup bottle of it. I love every fragrance you're seeing here today on this video. It's Prada L'Homme Intense. Lipsticky iris, wet patchouli, and leather is a good way to put this. It is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's got a pretty good sillage. It's not overly powerful, but it's far from weak. It lasts every bit of 8-9 hours on my skin. This is great for the fall and winter, and it works fine in the spring. It was kind of chilly in the 60s yesterday. I busted it out and I sprayed it relatively heavy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 sprays. Loved every second of it. This stuff is great. It's not underrated by any means, but not overrated either, because it's as good as advertised. And if you're looking for a pretty good cold weather iris scent that's not overly sweet like some of the Dior's can be, Prada L'Homme Intense might be the iris fragrance that you're looking for. Give it a try. It's definitely full bottle worthy in my opinion. Hell, I have a backup bottle of it. Moving into the 8th spot, this is another one that there's going to be people that are upset with me that this is so low on the list. At the end of the day, this is my opinion on this list, and this is just where I rank them. And once again, I have to state it again, because this is going to freak people out. I love all these fragrances, but there's ones I like more than Dior Homme Intense. That's right, Dior Homme Intense is number 8. Oh God, it smells so good. It's very, very, very lipsticky. This is the one that is the most lipsticky and sweet from the Dior Homme line. By far, this is a big old 5-ounce bottle. This stuff's incredible. I bought this before the new formula or rebottling or rebranding, however you want to look at it. I went ahead and bought up some 5-ounce bottles on different things just to be safe. And this is phenomenal. It's very, very, very formal, but it's also very sweet. So there's some that like iris but don't like so sweet. There's some that like sweet but don't like iris. So it's a mixed bag of who's going to enjoy this one, but the people that do enjoy this one swear by Dior Homme Intense. That's why I said there's going to be some people that are upset that this is the number 8 spot. But nonetheless, this is a fantastic iris-based fragrance. Very, very lipsticky. That makeup bag smell that you've heard advertised about the Dior Homme line. If you like that kind of stuff, you'll absolutely love Dior Homme Intense, because it's the poster child for that scent. Moving into the number 7 spot, this is technically orris, which orris root is the root of the iris flower. It's the same thing. It gives off the same smell, the same waxy quality, can be makeup-y, lipsticky, very powdery floral. It's Givenchy Gentleman, the Eau de Parfum. So this one's still lipsticky iris sweet, but resinous and balmy sweet. It's very balsamic and resinous on the sweetness versus the chocolatey, sweet tooth, heavily gourmandy sweetness of Dior Homme Intense. For those of you that think Dior Homme Intense is a little too sickeningly sweet, but you still like a sweet iris fragrance, this is probably the one for you, because this one has a little bit more versatility. You can dress this one down a little bit more than you can dress down Dior Homme Intense, because Dior Homme Intense is very formal, and by all means this is a formal fragrance as well, but you can get away with going down into that polo range with this one, in my opinion. I probably wouldn't go t-shirt like I'm doing right now. Might be a little too informal for this fragrance, because it's got a sophistication for sure, and it's a different level, being resinous and balsamically sweet versus that sickeningly chocolatey sweet that Dior Homme Intense is known for. But nonetheless, this is a banger for that powdery floral lipsticky smell. Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum. It's amazing. Moving into the number 6 spot. This, in my opinion, when I did the individual review on, is almost a perfect fragrance. When it comes down to presentation, scent quality, overall smell, longevity, and projection. I forgot what I rated. This was either a 9 or a 9.5 overall. It was outrageous what I rated it, but it's that good. It's from Zaharoff. It's a Cento. Hyacinth, pineapple, musk, and iris. Just some of the notes in this fragrance. Also the most dominant notes in this fragrance. This is very floral, powdery, clean musk, and fruity citrus from that pineapple. It's loud. It's all day long. And it's expensive. This stuff is far from cheap. 50 ml like this, I forgot how much it costs. I won it in a giveaway as one of the door prize giveaways at Scent Explore. Very, very cheap. Very, very expensive. Not cheap to replace. I wasted a spray a moment ago because I just wanted to smell it. But, you know, and that velvet bottle is just So gorgeous. That's not just a standard felt. That's an actual velvet. Quality's top notch. Presentation's top notch with Zaharoff. But back to the scent. The purple color is very fitting because this is very purple floral. Iris and hyacinth. It makes it beautiful. This is very unisex. Don't get me wrong. Ladies, you can absolutely pull this one off. No issues, no problem. Guys, you can absolutely pull this one off. Confident guys. Those of you that are scared of floral fragrances, it's very floral. You might not like this one. But me personally, really can't get a whole lot better. There's a few, but it doesn't get a whole lot better from an iris standpoint than Zaharoff Accento, in my opinion. Number 5 spot, I finally ran out of my second sample. So I'm able to start really operating from the bottle. It's another one of those bottles that I bought a 5 ounce of with the rebranding and discontinuations and reformulations that went on with the Dior Homme line. And this is the one that got the discontinuation. It's Dior Homme Eau. The fresher lipsticky iris. See, I haven't even used it yet. God, it smells so good though. Because I just finished up my sample last week. Because believe it or not, I was using that sample to wear this one out the shower before bed. When I was wanting to smell some iris, I would spray this on my hand and my wrist and it just radiate, because this is the hand that I sleep with on my chest. Oh man, this is some good stuff right here. If you can still get a bottle for a decent price and you like iris, you need to own Dior Homme. Oh, don't get me wrong, you need to get all of them if you like iris, but this is a different level from the 2012 Sport. Yes, that's a lemony citrus, citron heavy iris. This is actually a performer that maintains the lip stickiness of Dior Homme iris. It's not as fresh, but it is still fresher. You can do spring, summer with this one. You can do fall. Hell, you can go year round with it, really. It's strong enough. It's an 8-hour fragrance, 8+ hours, and it projects pretty well for a while. I don't know why they discontinued it, but I'll tell you what, it's a crying shame, because it's a damn good fragrance, and I'm very glad that I bought a 5 ounce bottle of Dior Homme Eau. Moving into the number 4 spot, all this talk about Dior Homme, we might as well talk about Dior Homme. You know, another one, big 5 ounce bottle. Glad I bought it when I did. That chocolatey iris. I love this more than Intense, far and wide. Don't get me wrong, love Intense. This is not as sweet. Iris is lipsticky and powdery and floral and the same. It's the same. And I get about the same performance really and truly on my skin. This just dials back the sweetness a little bit and amps up the leather a little more. The cacao goes down a little bit. It's still there. Still ever so present. But the leather's heightened a little bit more, I find, on this one. It's not as sweet, which is why I like this one even more. And it was really a toss-up between who was going to be 4 and who was going to be 5 on Dior Homme Eau and Dior Homme. But at the end of the day, if I had to pick between one of the two, it's going to be the original Dior Homme, because this is just such a good fragrance. This is the baseline DNA for this line. It's where it originated from. Yeah, it's not the original formula, but it's the manifestation of the development of this formula. This stuff is still great. I still strongly advise everybody, if you haven't tried an iris-based fragrance and you want to get bold, go with Dior Homme. Yeah, it's a little more on the formal side. You're going to dress this one up a little more than you're going to dress it down, but it's so good for what you're going to use it for. It really is. And that's the original Dior Homme. Moving into the number 3 spot was my scent of the day on Sunday, actually. And it is a lighter, fresher, gingery take on the Prada L'Homme DNA. It's Prada L'Homme. It's L'Eau. That light baby blue. This stuff, this is a 5.1 ounce bottle. Had got a real good deal. Fragrance X was running like $53, $51 for 5 ounce bottles months and months ago. So I had bought it. Oh man, and this runs a race with the original for me, because the ginger note is so good and brightens this fragrance up so much. Not that the original wasn't bright, but the original one's so much more potent. This one's so much fresher. This is the fresh. I haven't tried Water Splash. Don't know if I ever will, because this is so good. Prada L'Homme Eau is an underrated gem that not a lot of people talk about. It doesn't make a whole lot of lists. It doesn't get featured a whole lot. But this is a stunner. If you want a fresh take on iris, in my opinion, this is the best way to go if you want a fresh iris fragrance. Bar none, without a shadow of a doubt. Like I said, my opinion. Some may disagree, some will disagree. But if you haven't tried this, you're bound to disagree with me. Because you haven't tried this. And it's great. Prada Homme Eau. Moving into the number 2 spot, speaking of Prada Homme, I just said it's a fight between Low and the original. The original still tends to win with me. I love this one. This is a happy fragrance for me. When I smell it, it makes me smile. This is so good. Adds a bit more soapiness due to that neroli. It's a peppery, powdery, luxurious bar of soap. It really is. I got to give Jeremy his due when he described this one when he first started talking about it a few years ago. He was right. It does smell like a luxurious bar of soap. This is great. This is a 3-season fragrance in my opinion. Spring, summer, fall. You can probably get away with it in the winter too. But in the summer, I wouldn't go super high heat because this is more powerful than it gets advertised as, at least on my skin. It's got a pretty strong sillage and it projects pretty heavy for a long time. Might get a little more cloying, so I would advise going with Prada Homme Eau for the super high heat. But Prada Homme, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it that I haven't said before, because this is a fantastic iris fragrance. This is a great one to dip your toe in. This is a little bit safer than Dior Homme, because Dior Homme is known for how lipsticky and makeup bag smelling it is, whereas this, not so much. This is more soapy iris, and that's Prada Homme, the original. And then number 1, last but most certainly not least, when you saw this thumbnail, you probably already knew what number 1 was if you've watched other videos on my channel. It's my favorite. I have a backup bottle. When it comes to animalic fragrances, this is my favorite. It's not extremely animalic, but it is a little animalic. Dior Homme Parfum. You've heard me praise this one many times. This is such a good fragrance. I don't want to waste a full spray. I hate wasting sprays on this period because it's very difficult to get a 75 ml now. They have the 100 mls you can get from overseas. I smell it floating. God, it's so good. I don't trust that. They say it's the same juice. I should be good with the 5 ounces I got, because these are fetching a pretty penny. The only place people have been telling me they've been finding them is eBay, and eBay's asking 180 plus. You know, I think the lowest I saw a while back was 150, which is well over retail for this. 180, 200, outrageous. Kind of worth it, but I still wouldn't do it. You know, that's just too much money. It's way over retail. But this stuff is incredible. This is definitely a cold weather fragrance. This is definitely formal. You could get away with a leather jacket with this one because it's got kind of a bad boy feel to it and smell. It's a little more rough and rugged than the other Dior Hommes in the line because it's got that animalic leather and that oud and rose kind of add to that. This stuff is so good. I can't say enough times how good this is. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Not the easiest thing to get your nose on, but I'll tell you what, in terms of my favorite iris fragrance, without a shadow of a doubt, it's Dior Homme Parfum. So until next time, guys, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of these did you really expect to be where they were? I know a lot of you expected number 1 to be what it was. I do have more iris fragrances than these. I just wanted to rank down to 10, and 2 of them that were just absolutely worth mention. I had to talk about them. So it kind of worked out to being 12. But I will say this, if you get your hands on any of these and you give them a spray now, very confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.